But what did you get from this game on the first impression?
I got that it was very well thought out. It is quite impressive, and it's a bit disorientating trying to find yourself in that location, and it's a bit weird, kind of being judged, being like what you say really like does matter, and it is affecting what's around you, and like the fact that you said there's multiple endings or multiple ways it can go about it. It's just kind of, I thought it was really impressive, and it's just the way you can interact with things. It'd be nice if you can interact with everything, but that's just kind of wanting to do that when you're in this space anyway. But regardless, like it was a really interesting experience just to play in those zones, because like I said, as soon as I took the headset off, like I was completely forgot what room I was in, thought I was actually experiencing something else, but no, that was a good time.
Thank you. And second question, have you perceived any previous issues on concept in the game?
Within the game itself. I don't think I gave enough away in one playing it to experience that, and also when you're playing the game, there's a lot of fun in it, especially like shooting arrows and chopping stuff. It's like playing like kind of video game stuff like that. So, but you don't really notice like the privacy aspect of it. You're kind of lost in it, and I guess that does make sense, because when you go about your day to day, everything you do is either private or it's not. So the fact that I got so lost and carried away with playing like archery and chopping food and not caring about like what people know about me kind of serves to prove that like it's not really something you think about, but it's there, very there.
Third question, you didn't trigger the terms and condition at the beginning, but that's actually a hidden trigger.
Mm-hmm.
There's a hidden trigger. If you things are gonna change.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering like the reason like why you automatically skip to read the terms and condition.
I think when I looked at it, I thought I'd already seen the terms and conditions. To be fair, if I knew, now I know, but I feel like I was like, I didn't need to read the terms and conditions. I feel like I looked at it and I was like, oh, I know what's gonna happen, or if anything happens, I'm ready for it, kind of thing. I guess that was me just not realizing at all. And I guess, to be fair, even if I was going to see that in any real contract, I'd just click accept straight away without reading anyway. But knowing that, I'd like to read it on the second time. But I guess it is that.
Next question. Do you have any question in regards to the eyeball in the game?
The what of the game?
Those eyeballs in the game floating around.
I don't know what kind of question I'd ask. They're very like, when I started to realise like more and more were coming, I was a bit like, oh my god, like it kind of makes a bit more sense, and it's, I guess because it's natural, it's natural, unnatural, you don't look like a CCTV camera, it doesn't feel intrusive, it's because you just use your eyes to see, but like with CCTV it's like trying to look at you, but like those eyes, well, it gets a bit freaky when they keep coming like at you and at you and at you. But I just don't. But no, yeah, it was kind of, at first it was like interesting because it's kind of like obscure and unnatural, but after a while it gets a bit disorientating because you're like, all these things are watching me, like what do they think, and also why are they looking at me, kind of thing.
Great. Next question. Do you have a question around the previous classification you've seen? Oh, well, actually, I should ask this way. So you see, like when you just enter in the game, there's a huge symbol suggesting the P3.
Yeah.
Red symbol. Do you remember that?
Not as clear as I won't be able to tell you that existed. I like, because when I first got in, I think I was like, I saw it says when you step over this line, you accept the terms and conditions, and I was just like, yeah, I'll just go over the line. Like I thought the terms and conditions were going to be like, I don't know, whatever. I thought it was nothing really, but I just kind of went for it, and I guess get carried away. But yeah, that kind of further proves that kind of, you just get lost in like something that you're like so vulnerable in, and you can like you're getting watched all the time, kind of thing.
So you kind of have a feeling that you are doing something that's totally not related to the previous, but in fact,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got a sense that they
don't even think about it. Like as soon as I stepped in, I was like, the idea of privacy, even though that's the whole thing was about, like, and even like with eyes watching me and like people trying to like figure out like what kind of person I am or like how I would feel about certain things, like it just feels like it's just a game like it would than anything else.
Great. Next question. Has our game raised anything about the privacy to you?
What, raised it?
Yeah. Any question or anything you realized or anything you wanted to think about further?
Well, I mean, I guess post this has made me think kind of what I'm saying now, that how the issues of privacy are something that's like ever evolving and only ever gets like, the more and more you share online, the more we interact with it, which is growing every single day. Like the fact that we can do something like this in VR, the fact that I can put a helmet on and go to another place, and it is worrying that nothing's being said about privacy, or like, those issues aren't really being focused as much, and there's not really a kind of a full stop. There's not a standstill. I guess, yeah, just if I can sit in that room and be like freaked out by all these eyes, then like, I don't know, what questions should we be asking about the people out of control of our data, and what does our data mean, and what does, like, as a secret kind of thing.
That's great. Have you realized that your privacy in the game has been used in many different ways and represented in the game as well?
I can understand now, post the game, of course, but during the time, I guess I was a bit carried away of the fun of it. But no, of course, yeah, because even that's the most basic of information, and it can still because those kind of generalizations can get like correct and just be like right, and kind of they exist for a reason. So yeah.
And the last question. So that the results you get, actually this is the second last, is the result you got in the end is actually depends on your choice. I think you actually knows about when you saw it. But do you have any feelings and sense regards to those analyzed?
What the
text,
questions?
yeah, those text appear on the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like analyzing things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like I said, some of it was like applicable, like accurate, and that was what was kind of weird. Where it's like they're kind of like questions that you think are basic, like don't make any sense until like the conclusions are drawn, and it's not something that you think about. And it was kind of like as soon as I got transported into that environment with the analysis and the eyes, like it was kind of like a freaky, like the reaction was like, oh my god, like what's going on? But the fact that that's actually kind of what's been happening from the start, like the eyes have always been there, they've always been having a look, and it's stuff that you like would surrender anyway, like you would tell anyone, but when it's like kind of given back to you, you're like, whoa, what the hell? Like, I guess it kind of you realise that you don't actually realise what you're doing. You don't really know what you're doing with your information.
Oh, well, that's a really good question. Answer though. Thank you. That last question, actually, because what you said is very kind of a trigger. Well, was one question I really want to ask her. Should I ask her question actually? Never mind. So I'll just ask her this question first, right?
Okay.
So the changes, so you basically have experienced this game once, and the changes on the room, you saw those kind of changes.
Yeah.
Do you have any feeling or sense to any feeling or thought to those kind of changes?
Thoughts?
Yeah, thought. Yeah.
Our thoughts. How they change with the questions?
Well, yeah. So those kind of are they kind of accurate to your answer?
Well, I guess they are. I guess like the way the way it was applicable at the end. I don't. How the things in the room reacted to my questions.
Actually, it's like what do you think what those kind of things are representing?
Yeah, what like the eyes and
the decorations as well. Yeah,
and
the
like
changings.
kind of. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think what else did I notice other than the newspaper and the eyes. But I think like again, if it's corresponding to my thing, I think it will be accurate. But it's without you telling me, I doubt I would have noticed, because it's one of those. It's just like so kind of. I guess it's overwhelmed by what's going on anyway. So it's like to see those sort of small subtle changes. I'd have just thought they were there at the start. But
there's actually that's the question I was trying to ask you as well. Basically, this game is actually representing. It is what the background of this game. What we said is like in the short future, like 2060.
Yeah.
And the people no longer use computers and stuff, but they have these glasses that kind of representing the computers.
Yeah.
So basically, what you're doing in this computer is actually linked to what you're doing into your computer in the present time. So if you're not using this computer, there's no data or anything in the computer. But if you start using it, then it starts storing all of your personal information, waiting for the different third parties collective.
It's kind of like just like kind of collecting things about you. It's like it's not working for you, you're working for it kind of thing, or the other way around. I don't know which one.
And exactly, basically, if in a game you access the first place, so if you're not playing any games, you just exit the door.
Yeah.
There's gonna be another result in the end.
Yeah.
So
plus it's like so even if you were to like, because you could exit any time.
Yeah, you
so
can
like,
exit. It's open world.
Yeah.
If you play one game, you exit. The result is gonna be different from the other.
Playing two or one, or just playing the food. Oh, okay,
or not playing at all.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
But knowing that, you could play that for hours then, like and then and they all bring about different things. Oh,
Exactly.
Wow. Oh yeah, I mean yeah, fair. Wow, that's pretty impressive. again, like I was really impressed by the whole thing, but the fact that it's still multi-layered. There's definitely stuff that even if I was to do exactly the same thing, I wouldn't notice. I'd have to like do it again like a couple of times, but like the fact that there's multiple endings is pretty spectacular for that kind of like. I didn't expect that at all.
Oh yeah, we were trying to ask people to play it multiple times, but I really doubt like if people have time to, because it's taking like 10 or 15 minutes to play per each terms.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna do a more in-depth one on next Thursday.
Yeah, because you have to get it's kind of get used to the controls.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know if it was just me, but I was like just adjusting to like kind of the movement. But I think that comes with anything though, with any game. You just need the steering wheels.
Yeah, thank you, and that's all the question.
Okay.
Okay. So what did you get from playing this game generally?
Felt like a survey in privacy, I guess.
Right.
And yeah, how I felt about things, and it was visualizing my answers and visualizing the questions I would give. I mean the answers I would give to yeah.
Thank you. Second question: have you perceived any previous issues on concept in this game?
Yes.
Can you give one example? Source code.
I guess asking for my information without having a reason to, or like, is one. But I was fine with giving that stuff away, I guess, because if it's just gender and race, I don't, and age, it doesn't matter to me.
So do you have any question in regards to the eyeballs up here in the game? So the eyeball
So are they representative of being seen, being watched, being
sort of like
like the phones around us and the various mechanical eyes and as well as real eyes, I guess.
Yeah. And next one, do you have a question around the previous classification? You saw like P3, those kind of stuff.
P3.
Do you remember like
those kind
of
stuff?
I
was like A1 or something?
Yes. Well, that's the end result. Your P3 is like a classification for the privacy.
Right.
Did you have any question like around that?
Was it?
Yeah,
I don't think I caught it. Was it like is that like a policy or?
Yeah, basically. Oh yeah, because you didn't click on the term condition. If you click on term condition, it's got a description of the big circle around the red P3. It's got an explanation of that.
Yeah.
We just made that up. But anyway, so next question. Has our game raised anything about the privacy to you?
I guess it was already a topic that I was interested in, just because we as young people especially live in that space, the digital space, and I am very conscious of what I'm putting online, I suppose, and how I'm using the internet, because I guess a lot of it is almost involuntary. So you go onto a website and it automatically starts doing it anyway. So yeah, there's not really much control in it, I guess.
Okay. Next question is: have you realized that your privacy entered and answered, and even like the footage trapping in the game has been used in different ways and appears in the game?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you kind of realize those decorations changes.
A lot of things use like heat maps, what certain people click on, and what that could mean for selling you something. So let's say you like a certain page on Facebook, the algorithm might recognize that and feed you certain advertisements that might hit that demographic better because of how much it's learnt about people that like those pages. So, very aware of that, yeah.
Cool. So last question. The results you got at the end depends on your choice, the choice you made it. And after you've seen that result, have you got any wondering like why these kind of things appear?
I guess so, yeah. Because I understand that the things you do correspond to the things in your house. And I guess the eyes do, but I'm not sure how it got to that got to that result. But I guess that's similar in the way that we feed information into the machine, and the machine gives you an outcome. Like, okay, we're going to try and solve this. You don't see the in between. You don't see why that was, and that could be like a good point of your piece, of the piece.
Thank you. Probably, based on that, probably ask you one more last question. Because I think, because you mentioned that the things changing in the room you can observe at the end also. I just wondering, like, do you have any thoughts about those kind of things in the room, those decorations and those posters?
That face suggested.
One ear was very wide.
You can do it.
I didn't really like look at the posters properly. Maybe if I did again, I would see something. But I knew it was plastered around the room, so I probably should have just paid more attention. But I guess if I was to see this in a gallery, I would be more like switched on to take in that sort of stuff.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
And that's our question. Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, it is kind of the answer we're looking for.
I really like how very interactive it was, and the environments itself, like being able to like go to these different places. I really enjoyed that. And in terms of what you're focusing on, I think it's quite appropriate because of privacy. Well, I'm still stuck in that world. But yeah, but what else?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Second question. What did you get the most? So the concept. What kind of concept did you get the most from the game?
Well, for me, it's very. I think I see what your goal was. Is this idea of is VR becoming more a big thing, I guess, for people, and in terms of that, I think privacy and these ideas of if we have VR headsets for everybody, will our privacy be affected by that? That's I was thinking that way.
Thank you. Another question. So do you have any question in regards to the eyeballs, or do you have any thoughts in regards to the eyeball in the game?
Yeah, I was a bit like, the eyeball is.
Yeah, the eyeballs.
Is it because we're being watched, or like they're all seeing eye, the Big Brother, like being privacy, and I think that's what you're going with. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was really kind of matched what we were trying to say. Thank you. So next question. Has our game released anything about privacy to you?
I think I was quite aware of this idea of that our privacy is being watched, and it's quite a big thing right now. But I think with yours, that idea of being within that environment and then seeing all these eyes, and I think that in itself will show the people it's a bigger thing than what we make it to be.
Thank you. So next question. Do you have it? What is that one? It's being used. Oh yeah. So do you have a sense that your privacy in the game has actually been used for different purpose? So different company, different third parties actually got your privacy in the game.
I think it's quite common on PC gaming. If you've seen Steam, not Steam, Epic Games. There's a big issue right now with how they're privately taking your data and what your data in games, and like kind of sourcing what you'd be more interested in. So I think that kind of, once a company has access to your data, becomes a way for them to look into who you are.
Exactly. In our game, actually, they kind of sharing your data for like a different third party. So although they are this is a game.
Yeah.
But they're actually sharing your data with the food industry, with all the games industry, entertainment industry, dressing industry as well. So have you found that out through this game? Have you got a sense actually?
I guess, yeah, because like I saw the fashion thing, like changing the person, the character, their clothing, and the food as well. So I can see that.
Okay, that's good. That's all question. Thanks. So first question, what did you get from playing this game? What concepts have you raised?
I think my privacy is being stolen by you. Yeah, because when I choose the what I wanna go, like I choose party, and you know the information is I'd like to go to party. I think it's quite interesting. Like my privacy is being stolen by others. Yeah.
Okay.
But actually, I'm not really like go to party. Yeah, something.
But you got the ideas of that previously being stolen,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's good. Second question. Do you have a question in regards to the eyeball in the game? Or do you have any thoughts on that?
Apple.
Yeah, 你眼球，因为在房间里面的眼球，还有在宇
I
宙。
think it's scared. Why you choose this?
Do you have any concern like do you, maybe 就是你知道就是为什么我放进去吗？
No.
啊，你知道，就是
有你就被监视的感觉，
对对对
就是你玩一个，然后你对对出来，没关系，剪掉。
没事，就没有这个，就确实也是另外一点，就是我不想问大家知不知道，如果不知道的话也没有关系，因为前面几个人确实都大概了解到那种感觉了，
我了解了。
就他们大概感觉到有一种好像
就被
监视的感
surveillance 那种感觉。
哦，OK，来看。
Next question. Do you have any question? Do you have has our game raised anything about the privacy to you? So you will care more about the privacy in the future or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's like the cooking the internet. When I brought some internet, they will warn me about the privacy, and I think you 怎么说？想一想。
没关系，没关系，可以慢慢想。
其实这个就是说，你对于就是
对我以后
隐私的意识会有什么？
会提高啊。
你就说那样子嘛，就
对，我就是
就说 yes 其实就可以了。
啊，OK，yes。
Next question.
这么多问题。
最后一个。
好。
When you play in this game, do you got a sense that your privacy has been shared with many third parties?
Yeah, of course. I think I'm being surveillanced by people in our life. Yeah, and without our notice, we don't know our information is being shared in our public life. Yeah.
最后一个我就问一下 ，Do you have any comments to our game?
Comments. 我想想 I think it's interesting, but if you wanna lots of people join in your game, I think maybe one glass is not enough for people because the game is very long. Yeah, I think maybe other people can not have enough time to enjoy your game. Yeah, this is the only issues you maybe need to think about. Okay.
Okay, what did you get from playing this game?
I'm guessing you guys are going down like a whole privacy data protection route. So it's kind of trivializing it maybe, making it quite quiz-like, quite game-like, but it's quite important information.
Have you perceived any privacy issue or concern inside?
Yeah, there seem to be some kind of questions about the future, the idea of having like data and like giving it to your families when you die, that kind of stuff I've never really considered before, so definitely maybe think about that.
Do you have any question regards to the eyeball in the game?
Yeah, is it kind of like a Big Brother thing? Because I was chopping it up during the dessert thing, and then it was looking at me during the analysing section, but I don't know, is it supposed to be like the people watching me? Yeah, okay.
Do you have any question around the privacy clarification? Did you see the clarification?
Oh, the thing at the end?
No, it's you didn't go to the terms and
Yeah, it said that. Yeah, before it said my profile. Yeah, it was really strange. I was like trying to read it and I just didn't. I was
around the
Yeah. Is it the same one for everyone? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And have you has our game or raised any things about privacy too?
Yeah, definitely that. I don't really have any.
Last question. Have you realized that your privacy has been used in different ways in this game?
Yeah. Even though, like, because obviously when you were saying at the end, had kind of like a profile on me, even though I knew it was wrong because certain things I was like, I didn't do that. But at the start, I thought maybe you might have had some data on me when it said that like this person's pirated films. I was like, oh, okay, they know. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. Patrick.
Fab. Thanks, guys. It's really cool.